Good afternoon, everyone. This is your host, Jaron Michael, with another episode of Make That Bloody Movie with Coffee. And tonight we have a special guest. His name is Ray Acevedo, and formerly known as Raymond. He was back in the day in 1985. He was in a boy band called Menudos, and I know all you guys out there, well, not the new guys, but the older guys, they fans of Menudos. I was a fan of Menudos. He was known by the name Raymond, and he was in that boy band group, which was a smash hit back then. Everybody loved that group. And he's here tonight to tell us what he's up to. He's acting now. He's still singing, but he's doing a lot of acting, and he's doing different adventures, and he's just a dynamic person, and on screen and off screen. So here he is, guys. Ray, take it away, Ray.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for having me here. Really, really happy to be able to talk to somebody else besides myself this day. Very happy again to be talking to you guys. Very looking forward to a lot of projects that I have, that are coming up pretty soon. Not only in New York but in LA as well. And just getting ready for certain very exciting projects. Like you said, I've been my past days back in Menudo, 1985 to 1989. Awesome experience. Loved it. Had a great time. It propelled me to be basically, where I am right now. And I left it for a little bit. I didn't do many things. I was doing theater and doing other stuff for a while. But I'm doing this comeback where I'm including the music and the film, and I'm just going forward right now, and very blessed to be alive.
Awesome.
To be here and to be talking to everybody.
Awesome, Ray. Well, tonight, our fans had a couple of questions they wanted to ask you. And one of the questions that they wanted to know is, how do you maintain balance between work and family?
Well, I'm not married. I don't have kids. So basically, right now I'm in my parents' house. I say I'm taking care of them, but it's a mutual thing. They take care of me too. So I'm not gonna go there. My mom hears me, right? But she's, hey, where are you taking care of me? What do you think I'm on? You know what I'm saying?
So,
But I'm in a period of my life where I lived many years in New York. I did a lot of things, artistic things, and and I never married. I never had children. So right now, my balance is I'm very focused. That's why I can do this comeback and feel sort of like good about it, because I really have not too many things holding me back, in the sense of like a family where I have that responsibility. However, again, my parents were at a certain age where they need me closer. I have my sister that also helps me out a lot with that. And they're not at a very advanced stage where they actually need me there 24/7. But it's been an issue in the past 5 years, I would say.
okay.
And that's how I balance it. I mean, honestly, the way that I balance it, I do exercise daily. I try to stay focused. First of all, I do something that I love. I try to always do something that I love. I know a lot of people, can do stuff that they love. They have to do certain other things to make, ends meet and so on and so forth. I have the blessing of being able to dedicate my time to my acting and my music and my editing and my filming. Now I'm moving into a whole, you guys know, into the cinematography and directing and all that stuff, all that nice stuff. It excites me. I can't do nothing that doesn't excite me. That's where I'm at in my life. So
Awesome.
That's how I balance it. I try to do things that I really love, and then I have to go outside and do dishes once in a while, and then I have to take my dad to the doctor, and then I come back and I do editing, and then I go out and film. So I'm always doing that kind of balance.
well, that's amazing, Ray. I mean, it's good to see that you take care of your parents and you watch over them as well, and You know, you're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, because some of these artists and celebrities, they tend to, once they make it big, it's like they disappear from
Mhm.
family sometimes. You know, so it's good.
Mhm.
It's good to see that you came back home. I had another question.
Mhm.
You know, what was the greatest lesson you learned from your life?
Well, hopefully there's, hopefully in 40 years you'll ask me the same question. And I'm not getting to the end of my life, but to this point, I could tell you that, I kind of pissed away a couple of years there, in my youth,
Hmm.
and I learned that everything. It's about energy, and it's about you knowing how to conserve your energy, being in touch with that essence within.
Yeah.
And for many years I neglected that. I neglected that. That touch. I did other things outside physical things to try to fill that void.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. It never worked. And the minute that I decided to sort of let go of that, of being so identified with the physical part of myself, and that wanting to make it, wanting to do things, wanting to be somebody, it's like all these things that come to you. Once I let go of that and I came in touch with God, with that essence within me, it was liberating, and it allowed me to then, do what I'm doing now, which is kind of a comeback. I mean, and let that fear out of, oh, wow, I'm too this, I'm too that. I can't do it. It's too late. All these things.
No, I
So that's
think
the biggest lesson I learned.
I think
You have
that's
to be in touch there.
I hear you, Ray. I hear you. I think everything is timing and it's a process. And I think our
Right.
society tend to say to us that we're too old to do anything, and I don't believe that. I believe it's we control our destiny. We
Hey,
are
hey. Uh-huh. I
we.
never mentioned the word old. Hold on.
Oh, I should say we're getting younger. We're getting younger. That's right. That's right.
That's all you. That's all you. No. You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
No,
Society makes it we think a certain way, and it shouldn't be. It should be like we all have a certain stage in our lives, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I like I said, I pissed away a couple of years there where I didn't know what I wanted. And that's one thing also, young people out there, know what you want, know it early, and go for it.
yeah, but
That's the main
you know something, Ray. I think you had to go through that in order to come to this juncture in your life. And I think
True.
don't look at it, because I've done the same thing. I pissed a lot of years away, but I thought I pissed it away, but it was really teaching me where to
Mm-hmm.
how to find myself and how to find
True.
where I need to put myself. And I think that's what you're going
Right.
through. And I think now
Right.
that you've positioned yourself in a way, spiritually, balancing yourself from the physical aspect, but as a
Right.
whole, I think now you're aligned with your energy, and things are starting to
Right.
fall into place. And I think that's what's going on.
Right. No, that's how I feel too, man. That's how I feel too. And honestly, now, when I say this away, of course, that's like a saying. I mean, when I now, as a filmmaker, as a director, or as a director want to be, because I don't have anything out there yet. I'm directing certain things that I'm doing.
Right.
I'm working with certain awesome people from New York that we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
About my projects over there in New York, and you know one seeing it from that point of view of, as a director or as a filmmaker is great, because now I have all this stuff, all this great juicy stuff that I did, throughout my life that not necessarily got me anywhere in the sense of like, but yeah, I mean, it's a life, and it's an emotional life. It's a life filled with thoughts, with dreams, with ideas. So, and it's there and it's mine, So I'm drawing from that, and I'm saying, okay, that's why filmmaking right now has become so big in my life, is because it's like a closure for me in many things that I felt were not there yet. And now I feel like I can give closure with the storytelling. It's like I can do music, I can do, filming, I can do, the artwork, the cinematography. It's like all together, you have to allow me to do that.
That's amazing, Ray.
So,
That's amazing. You
yeah.
found your passion. Now let me ask you,
Right.
what do you see as your mission in life in doing all of this?
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's clear to me. I'm a storyteller. I want to tell stories, compelling stories. and move people, to maybe, see different points of view,
Okay.
or just straight up entertain. I mean, I'm an entertainer. I love entertaining.
Okay.
And that's a big part of ourselves. Take all entertaining out. See how long are we going to last in this world. I mean, honestly, it's like entertaining is part of like, it's part of our souls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Right.
tell everybody out there, what's this juicy projects that you got you're coming out with, and what you're working on, and what do you do on your off time besides taking care of your parents?
Right. Well, so in my off time, well, obviously now I'm doing the acting. I'm doing a lot of auditions out there. There's a couple of projects that, because of the obvious, have been postponed. Things were kind of picking up again, and now, in New York, New York is actually doing good. We were talking about that in the sense where, it's not like LA. LA is closing up against Tucson. But yeah, I have this awesome project called Night Hall. In the city, New York City, we're gonna be filming the pilot pretty soon, sooner than later. I mean, we're already talking about the details of the schedule. I'm gonna be involved in more than just acting. I'm gonna be helping with the cinematography and the colors and the artwork and all that stuff behind it, and also obviously as an actor, which is very excited about this character. Nightfall touches upon a very relevant, if not the most relevant, crime that is being perpetuated right now in the States and in the world, which is child trafficking and child selling children, or just trafficking people in general.
Yeah.
As word slaves, sex slaves, or whatever it is that they accomplish with this atrocity that is incarcerating and using somebody and exploiting somebody like that, especially a minor, right? So yeah, I'm playing this character, and I'm preparing for it. It's just it's great.
So what is the character you're tell us a little bit about the character you're playing? Like what gravitated you to the character, and what do you hope to bring to the character?
Well, okay, what gravitated me to the character was that first of all, when I read the audition, it said Mystery Man, right? So I was like, oh man, that's me, right? I was like, I am the Mystery Man. It doesn't matter what movie that is. And then I discovered that not long before this audition, I had been in New York, and I was with some very pleasant and professional people, directors and writers over there. I did some auditions, and there were 10 people. So basically, we connected right away. I read, what the movie was about, and I think, I'm very drawn to the bad characters. Sometimes, usually the villains, or perhaps, the guy that is like very like, in between,
Right.
Being good and bad, not decided, or a person that is doing bad to do good, which, those stories are the ones that really draw me in as a character. And I saw this character as a person that, where I want to see him. It's a person that is, it's a bad, mean guy, but that at the end it's an undercurrent of something, very deep within him that that we all gonna connect with,
Yeah.
So because at the end of the day, I mean, all these people, even the bad people, are people that are have been through trauma, probably themselves have been have been in that position of being abused, or being some people don't. Some people are just mentally insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can also find that. But if that's the case with him, then we have to find that also too. And that's what attracts you to this character. I have, the piece right now, and I've been able to, to do my research on the character. I've been just working it out pretty well. I think the whole project is going to be great. I have some, some really awesome people working with me, and I'm gonna be posting stuff pretty soon. Once, it's probably gonna be up and going within the next 2 or 3 months. We're gonna see stuff coming out. So.
All right, awesome, Ray. You got a lineup right there. Is there anything you're doing with music as well, like besides the film, or are you just focusing more on film than the music?
Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people have been asking me, because obviously that's how I started in the business and stuff like that. It's really it's really demanding to do both at the stage that I'm at, in doing this comeback.
Right.
The way that I'm handling, thank God, right now everything's changed. So honestly, like the regular radio and the regular TV, like we used to do before, like go and have to do all these TV stations, and then have to go and do all this tour and all this stuff,
right,
to get an album to be noted on Spotify and all that stuff. That's just done. We don't need to do that anymore. So it's easier for an artist to sort of like propel himself by himself. But in a way, what I'm doing is like I'm putting songs out. I'm doing videos and songs and putting them out, and but I'm focusing more on career-wise on the acting. But again, I never leave it so much that it's neglected. I'm always doing stuff. I'm always, trying to get together with producers. So yeah, it's
so then,
a lovely relationship with music.
so let me ask you. So how are you handling when you saw COVID come through? What was your initial impression when you saw this virus coming in, and how it took the world by storm, and it really kind of shook everything up? What was your point of view?
Well, man, from the beginning, from the get-go, when I understood the magnitude, I was watching YouTube videos about how it started spreading in China, how it's, I got I kind of scared myself from the beginning, when everybody was like, oh no, it's, don't worry, I had, acting groups where I posted something, hey, be careful, because I had this friend of mine that was doing Uber at the time, and I was like, be careful, and I like teased, people jump at me, with like, actually feeling like it was some kind of like intrusion in my car that I shouldn't be talking about, that who am I to be saying. So, there were a lot of mixed emotions about, what was going on, obviously confusion, but I was one of, I felt like, so from the beginning in my house, even though, to tell you the truth, right here where I'm at right now, located, I'm pretty far away from city. I'm pretty far away from a lot of things that, for example, if I was in New York in my crib, I wouldn't be.
Okay.
So, just by location, I'm in a good place where I don't have to be so exposed, even though right now, Florida is like, jumping up in cases and stuff.
Right.
But, I've been very careful from the beginning. I've been taking care of myself, but, I've been really devastated, just like all of us, in the sense of like, I had close people being affected by this, close people die by this,
so do you think
actors, many actors that we know have gone, actors, people are dying.
Yeah. So do you think this virus is going to leave within the next 6 months?
Well, my take on this is that we've seen a surge, and it's gonna be like the flu at one point or another, where it's not gonna go away. All right, we're gonna have to learn to live with it. All right, in some way or another, we're gonna have, not in the sense of forcing people to go out there and work, or forcing people to do things that they shouldn't be doing yet, but in the sense of like, in getting used to that. We're going to have to find some type of vaccine, but it's going to be like the flu, where every Christmas we're going to have to take a shot for the corona, right? It's going to be like that, because obviously, it looks like that's the case. I think that if in the sense of like, if they kept everything closed a little bit longer, and especially here in Florida, I'm not going to talk about New York, because New York did what they had to do. And, certain people have done what they have to do, and now they're seeing the positive of that. But yeah, I think that if we do what we have to do in 6 months, it's going to be neutralized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree, and I hope that's the case. But I will say this: it has changed the entertainment industry forever. This,
Every yeah, every industry,
yeah,
but I have to tell people also. I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm in a position where when I say things, I don't want to sound preachy. That's why I don't put anything on my social media because it can be taken like any which way. I mean,
right,
but to me, it's like everything passes, right? Everything
yeah,
passes in life. If that's one thing that we know as human beings is that the good, the bad, and the ugly, it passes, right?
yeah,
And nothing is forever. So we need to be patient and not see like everything. Oh my God, it's like let's not shoot all our cartridges at the same time. Let's just give ourselves a little time. Yeah,
right,
let's give ourselves a little time, and we'll be there. But the only way to get there is by giving ourselves that time right now and being smart. So that's my take on it. Right here they're opening schools.
wow,
We had the biggest incident of cases, 11,000 and something in 24 hours. We
wow.
had it yesterday. Yes, today they opened Disney. So who am I, right? Who am I to say
Yeah.
anything? It's just happening. It's beyond our control.
Well, I hear you, Ray, and I hope we get through this storm because there's a lot of exciting things coming up, and I hope to
I
be around
know,
to
I know.
see it as well as you. Well,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, please. That's one of the things that we have in our hands. To be careful always, to wear
yeah.
our masks. To do what we have to do and to lead by example, right?
Exactly, exactly. And ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, we're wrapping up. We're coming to the end of our show,
yeah,
and I just wanted to let you
yeah.
guys know that usually in this segment and all of my segments, I usually talk about the coffee of the night or the coffee of the day. So since it's the evening, we're going to talk about the coffee of the night. So, what kind of coffee you like to drink, Ray?
Coffee, man. I'm going right after this interview. I'm going for one. Well, I love Bustelo. Anything that is
Oh,
Spanish.
okay,
Coffee, strong coffee. And I like Italian coffee as well.
okay. What's your
Cafe
go-to
fine.
coffee?
So what I do is we do it here. We brew the coffee, right, and then I add my favorite American touch, which is the vanilla. Actually, I think it's French, right? But that's the French touch. French vanilla.
French
Yeah.
vanilla. Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, baby. That's my thing right there. And then stay up till 4 in the morning.
All right. Well, hey, I can. Hey, whatever cup of tea, Ray. If you like French vanilla, that's fine. you know,
You
the
know.
the coffee of the night for me as well as Ray. It's nothing like that French vanilla, but it's more like with caramel mocha. Again, I'm
Oh, there you
drinking
go.
caramel mocha, and it's my favorite coffee. And my other favorite coffee is café con leche, as they say.
Oh, there you go.
You
Café con leche.
know.
Yeah, that's my chicken feather too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I want to say this again. Thanks, Ray, for joining us on our show, and we appreciate
Thank
having
you
you.
so
And
much.
we hope to hear more updates and more exciting adventures you have to share with us next time. All right, everyone. This is your host, J.R. Michael, and thank you for joining us. And say goodbye.